Hi folks, it's taken ages to set this up. It's it's an 18-inch wide board, and I want to show you the mixing all on one screen, and I mustn't get into the frame, but I can't always help that. Right, okay, so let's have a bit of a meadow, and we'll put some do something like with that, and a bit of a meadow here. Right, okay, that's all the drawing I'm doing. That's enough, finish me bovril. I've got to try to do this within 45 minutes because it sets up another video again. I've come to the end of that cheap Chinese rubbish camcorder. I even bought a mic to fit on in the cradle on the top of the mic. It didn't make any difference. It started making a sound like flicking cards through, riffling cards. It's got vibrations, horrible, and the pictures weren't very good. So I'm going to send it back. So I wouldn't recommend the cheap Chinese camcorder. There is no such thing as a good cheap camcorder, as far as I'm aware. This is the second Chinese one I've sent back because it's just not fit for purpose. I should have known better. But I'm just going to say, for a camera that will do or record in MP4, pause in record and have an unlimited length of video time. Right, okay. Now the skies that are going over now, it's a bit drizzly at the moment because there's a lot of rain expected. I want to put a background of yellow ochre and white, and a bit of Payne's grey. I seem to like doing those. They're good. Everybody wants to see blue skies, but blue skies aren't that dramatic. It's the atmosphere you can create with the atmosphere. So I'll use this lovely brush. I've got some linseed oil in here mixed with a bit of dryer. And I've got, as you can see, I've got cadmium red all over my hands. So in adjusting that, I've got my hand in the red. I might not use it, but anyway. So let's start. Let's get in with a bit of ochre, plenty of oil, so that we can spread it around a bit. It's an 18 by 12 roughly board. Plenty of oil. Just cover the board, kill the canvas, and this is the backdrop to the grey, the bluey grey clouds, not just the grey clouds. The tone of the sky. It's a great size to work on for landscape. It's 16 by 12, it's 18 by 12. This is on 3mm MDF. And the backstone I've got is a little bit rougher on one side than the other. So the rough side, a couple of coats of PVA glue, and it raises the surface so you get a nice tooth with it. It's a really wonderful stuff to use. Plus the fact that I haven't got any space for canvases, and I paint a lot more than myself. I think most artists do. Go over that, just to put some light in the background of what I'm going to put in front of it. I like meadows because it gives me plenty of scope for texturing with the cheap brushes. So they're just showing through, I'm quite happy about that. Right, okay, just give that a clean. Use another brush. That's not the brush I want another inch brush, but come on, where have you got an inch brush? Oh, there it is. That's the one. Now I'm going to put the let's use a bit of green, a lot of Payne's grey, because that will give us something to counter change against, which is all very, very important, counter change. With that dryer, it should start after a few minutes. It should start to go tacky. I hope it does anyway. I do a lot of oil on that. Anyway. Put a bit of red with that. And I can feel that stiffening. Right, okay, clean the brush, and we'll start to get back into the sky. Lovely brush this. It's a Winsor & Newton. Drop a bottle. Right, let's mix a bit of that Payne's grey with the a bit of the white. Just a bit of ultramarine in there. A lump of these sort of skies going across. We can blend, when we put the more white on, we can blend. There were too many layers. Right. Got some more white in that yellow ochre now. Sorry about the banging, so not something to do about that. There's not enough room in the widescreen for the wide board and the wide palette, so it's got to be lighter than that. I'm looking out of my window. Well, I've got 3 roof lights in my, 3 very large windows in the roof over my loft here. So you can blend this. Because it's a blended sky, there's no hard edges in the sky that I'm looking at. And there's some distant clouds coming up that are white. Coming up over the horizon. And back to that grey look underneath. It's all very subtle. I don't know whether it'll show. Okay, that looks like it's going tacky a bit. But by the time I use this brush, I can stipple it, it'll be really, hopefully really good. Now then, I'm going to use that brush, worn out, all this ferrule's breaking up. But I want to get some good greens and darks in this horizon. I did several of this a couple of weeks ago, like this. Now this is where you want your darks on the horizon, because that's where the light is going to meet the dark and you want it to show. So the most important counter change. Don't have any lines, just soften them up. Okay, we can lighten that up as we come to it. Let's do something on the other side now. The sky's not finished. I've still got a lot to do on that. Dark in there, a bit of lighting on there. Right, go on the other side, do the same, but a bit of blue in there. There's some blue in there. I maybe shouldn't have done that. I want a bit of a gap in there. It's just a bit relentless. Alright, let's paint that out. Go back to my light brush. Okay, that'll do, because I just put a little bit of that in. Right, I'll go back over that one, let that dry for a bit. Clean my brush. So the light is all over really. Oh. Put a bit of white in there. Right, get that to counter change. Right. Not there. Put a bit of red in there. So I've got both sides are different. I have got a frame for this if it's worth putting in a frame. Okay, so now we can put a path in there. So we weren't just going up there, so we're crying out for it. So white, bit of ochre. Right, okay, now we'll start some texturing, have some fun now. So we want a nice light colour on up here. This is like a tone study, isn't it? I've got to do one of those for my old art group. You can see why I put the dark in first. But with the tone study that I'd be doing, I'd be lifting out rather than putting in. I start on a white board. And a bit of blue and red and white. bit of shadowy colour. I've got to do some twigs coming out of the top of these trees in a minute. I'll have to use a marl stick, I think. The shadows in between all the grasses. Still got to counter change. Just keep working at it until you think it's as good as you can get it. I'm going to put some rich green in a minute. Green. Just the blue, the Payne's grey and the yellow. The light shining on the shiny paint now. Just stippling really. You don't want to paint every blade of grass. This is much easier. Put some wildflowers in as well. Right, let's get that bit of meadow stuff sorted. Not meadow, the coming through the rye here. Gets a little bit of light there. What does that look like? Yeah, that's alright. Coming on. Right, let's leave that for a minute. Let's just let that go tacky a bit. I've got plenty of cloth here to whiten my fingers. Marl stick. If I can find the one I want. I'm always losing stuff up there. I'm so cluttered now, with so much stuff. I think I can see it over the back here. No, it's a metal, it's like a tube. Ah, there it is. My wife made the end of this one years ago. Now, it wants a rigger. Make sure if you're using the same brushes for watercolour, make sure you really get these nice and clean. Now I'm going to mix a little bit of we'll get a bit of white spirit in here, so that I can. The white spirit will dissolve the paint more than linseed oil. Right, okay, so right, let's get a bit of white in there, I think. Or light colour. Just a little suggestion. That's all it is. Ooh, that's not a suggestion, is it? That's rubbish. I've got to do something about that. Paint that out. Right, now we're going to put some leaves on there, some stipple. Then I'll go back into that and see if we can darken and lighten. Don't even think about using a brush, like a fine brush, and do every leaf of the brush. I mean, there are great artists that can do that, I couldn't do it. But if you're sort of learning, you use stipple. It's very, very effective. And you can go around your edges. There we go, that'll do for that. Let's go back into this foreground now. Stipple. I love stipple, it's great. I bought these brushes a couple of years ago and they've lost loads of the hairs, or they've split, they've broken, but you get all these lovely hundreds of blades of grass. It's just marvellous. So let's get a bit of this, bit of that. Alright, let's get some nice whitey, ochre stuff in there. Pinch of oil. Just use your imagination with all this, really. Alright, let's put a few bushes in there. Piling it on now. I'm only going to do this one today. I've done enough this week. I had a rotten day yesterday trying to sort out my laptop. I forgot the password for my laptop. Probably all the frustration of sorting out the rotten camera. But I got Microsoft coming into it. Of course, once you start Microsoft, trying to change passwords and create new ones is a right pain. I was going to hang myself. Okay, right. I'm going to let that go. I think I put the poppies and stuff in. Where's my rigger? No, I don't want the rigger. I want a little brush. Can't find it. There it is. Got it. So we've got poppy colour. Now, the red complements the green. They're complementary colours, and they sing. Well, they should do. It's just creating an impression. I'm overdoing it. Right, now, let's see if we can put a couple of white figures. Or white, off white. Not sure I like the shape of that. Head's a bit big. That's a better one. Let's just chop that down a bit. This is on his head. Okay, that'll do. We can put one going up the hill, I suppose. A nice red anna back on. Some legs. Right, just about shows. Right, I'll put that in the frame. Let's dismantle this. Can't do any more than that. Got the frame. Talk among yourselves. A couple of pins just to hold it. I should better get them more full on than that. Not much lucky. Oh, that's the best I'm going to get for the moment. So I hope you like that one, folks. It's a bit, the light's okay from where I am behind the camera. But there we are. You can make the foreground hair. I'd probably use a bit too much oil, and the oil sort of undermined the stipple that I was trying to put on. Anyway, it's a painting. Like I say, let's have fun. See you soon. Bye bye.